welcome to a new video, or another video I should say. This one is all about weight. Can be a touchy subject, but no, not the weight of me. I've not lost any weight, probably put some on, but you know, I'm not on a diet or anything. I know I should do, and I should look after me more, myself more, and all this and the other. But no, it's all about the weight of the car. So for those of you that have been watching for quite a while, you'll know that I've gone through a period of making the car a little bit more track orientated. And what I've always wanted to do is I wanted to know what sort of impact that's had. So, you know, I've added some heavy stuff and I've took some stuff off as well. So, you know, what sort of impact has that had? So, while I was at Mallory Park doing the sprint, and that's another video just from a few weeks back, there was a weight bridge there, an old weight bridge, all analogue stuff, slidey weights that you pushed across and this, that and the other. And by the way, a big thanks to Mike Inman, who watches as well. He's a fellow sprinter, and he did all the grown-up stuff, i.e. all the maths that we had to work out. So big shout out to Mike, thanks for that, and also as well to Phil. He helped as well. So we put it on the scales. Unfortunately, I didn't have my camera, so I wasn't sort of recording it. But what I did manage to do is take just a couple of screenshots, which I'll pop them up. In a minute. So first of all, then, before we just talk about the weight, what I'm going to do now is, or what we'll do is, we'll have a walk around the car and we'll look to see. I'll show you what I've done in regards to what I think has helped in weight, and then we'll talk about whether or not I've put any on, or whether we've lost any. So let's have a walk around the car. Right, let's begin under the bonnet, and obviously the first thing to start off with is that blighter, the supercharger. So obviously that has added quite a considerable amount of weight. If you think that the standard airbox was there and that was all just a bit of plastic, bit of a filter, and you think that what that's been replaced with, we've got the big C&M bracket, the charger, the reservoir for the Rotrex oil. So yeah, substantial amount. Again, I can't give you the figures, but all I remember is it to me back when I lifted the box up. So yeah, so to help trade that off, what we have got here is the lightweight battery. Again, on a previous video I did weigh it, and I think it was about 10 kilograms lighter, so there's a little bit of an offset there. Then in regards to anything else under the bonnet, there's not really any sort of you know, net difference really. Okay, another massive a massive weight difference is the brake calipers. Again, on a previous video you see that I've weighed them. What I can remember, because it was a few years ago now, is that one of these Willwoods weighed the same as two standard OEM calipers, so you know, sort of half the weight there. And something that I don't talk about often, but it is actually one of my favourite mods, is these TF Square mirrors. Bought these from just when the pandemic started. Proper, I think, is it 2 pleat, 3 pleat carbon fibre, and these actually weigh, you know, literally nothing. Again, I know we're only talking about small gains, but they were massively lighter than the OEM ones. In the boot, all the plastics removed. Again, not much of a gain, but even so, you know, they have all been removed. And then while we're at the back of the vehicle, apologies for the state of it, I've not washed it for a week or so. At the moment, currently running a full BBR setup, including back box, although I've got to say that this back box, I think it's the one they call the GT, is quite heavy. The lightest one I've had, and it doesn't get mentioned about often in regards to the weight, was the Cobra Full Race. Really loud, make your ears bleed, but again, it was very light. I've still got that. Occasionally I put it on when I want a bit of an hooligan every now and again. This setup, in regards to wheel and tyres that I run when I'm not sprinting, is probably the lightest setup that I've got. So these are 8J Team Dynamics 17-inch with the Uniroyal rain sports on. When I swapped them out for my Team Dynamics race, you know, sprint tyres with my AR1s on, they weigh a little bit, again, not much, couple of kilograms heavier than this setup. So yeah, but again, these are a little bit lighter than OEM. Okay, interior stereo removed. Not that much of a weight saving. I've got a starter button there, as you all know, to replace that, just to put something in there. Then we've got the door cards all removed and all the gubbins removed. Quite surprised how heavy they were in regards to what it is. Obviously the speakers with, you know, with all the gubbins attached, they are, you know, a little bit heavier. So again, I've gained some by just having these trapdoor cards in, which I must say, again, although these this is a couple of years since I've done that, you know, they just need a quick wipe over, but they have stood the test of time. Still really good, still hard wearing. Yeah, quite impressed with them, to be honest. And then the big lump of weight that I've put in is this blighter here. This was a 5 race, or is a 5 race roll bar, and I must admit, when I picked this up, I was like, oh my goodness. So yeah, obviously I took out the hoops, which, you know, there's a little bit of a trade-off, but certainly, you know, this is a lot heavier. And then the seats, obviously, as we are, I'm in full sprint mode. I've swapped out the standard seatbelt setup as well. Again, that's quite heavy, quite surprised at that. So I do run the harnesses all the time, but currently in sprint mode, no passenger seat, and the seats weigh an absolute ton. Even my Cobra GT RXI, I think they're called, they weigh quite a lot. They're probably not that much lighter than OEM, but this bad boy is, this fiberglass thing. Now, you know, it's a bit of a Marmite. Some people love it, some people hate it. I tell you what though, what a feeling it gives you when you're sat in it, because you're that low, and the weight saving is absolutely phenomenal. I'm not kidding, I can literally pick that up with it just up over my finger. So massive weight saving there. I've got to say though, from a driving point of view, it does feel a lot lighter. It's always felt a lot lighter since I've done everything. Certainly when I'm in sprint mode, as I am now, with me light seats in, no passenger seat on, in as well, it does really feel you know, a lot more nimble on its toes. So yeah, so I thought we'd just go for a quick blast over the tops as well to make the video sort of less boring. I'm also trying a little thing on my camera as well, a new position. I brought the camera a bit lower and a bit further forward. I still like the bit where you can see all this, you know, and I'm not sure if you can see the gear change, but certainly, you know, see the steering inputs and this, that and the other. But I've always felt that there was a little bit too much sort of surround, a little bit too much roof, a little bit too much down here. So hopefully, and this is serving as a bit of a test, hopefully it has made a difference. I've got the roof down as well as an extra bit of a test, because I don't quite know how much wind noise, because the camera's a little bit lower, whether or not I'll get away with more videos with the roof down. So let's go for a blast and see. Okay, so now the bus has gone and the roads have opened up. Let's see what the noise is like at some higher speeds. me know in the comments as well what you think. A little bit closer forward or what? The noise is like through the camera. The vibration as well. Right, okay, let's have a look around the car. Okay, so what does all that mean? I've got my phone out to remember the number, to be honest with you. So it's hard to actually get a proper figure on what this weighs as it comes out of the the factory. I've heard different things, but I think if we put it in about the 1,130 kilogram mark, then we're not a million miles with that. So it's around about that. I've heard some lower figures, I've heard some higher figures as well, but I think we're not a million miles if we call it 1,130 kilograms. So what did it weigh at Mallory? So bit of a drum roll. That's as good as it gets from an editing point of view. So what we worked it out, and like I said, big thanks to Mike, we worked it out at 1,090.5 kilograms. So we've lost 1,090, 1,190. We've lost well, you can do the maths, it's hard to do it live. I should have worked this out, shouldn't I? So yeah, so we've lost, I mean, I suppose the big thing is, what does it weigh now? It weighs 1,090.5, so I'm quite happy with that. I think my goal was always, you know, 1,000, another 90 kilograms. Well, I know where I can lose that, to be honest with you, but that's an harder thing to do rather than just go online and buy some replacement parts. So I'm not sure if that's going to be happening. Anyway, so 1,090.5, so at least I'm in a net gain in regards to making the car lighter. Okay, hope you found that useful. Probably not, but hey, oh, I've had some fun doing it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.